Hello, welcome to Dungeon Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So, for this video, obviously, you read the title. I asked my subscribers in my 8-bit Christmas review if they wanted to see my NES game collection, which I went looking for them and I actually found my Wild Arms art book, which, pretty cool. Has the art for like the 5 games, right? Some pretty cool stuff. Also, I found my spare PS1 memory card. So, we're gonna... I was scared to play more PS1 games because like I didn't want to delete my save files for Digimon World 2 and 3. But yeah, I found my spare... this is the art for Wild Arms 4. I'm not a fan of the character designs in that game, which is why I don't own it. Maybe someday I will. Apparently they have giant mecha in Wild Arms. Holy shit. Yeah. That's Wild Arms 5, which I do own that game. Yeah. So I found this. That was really cool. Yeah, so we're going to show off our RPGs first. Actually, we'll do the non-RPGs first. Alright. So, here's Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, which is famous for having Fabio as the model. And if you look close at his sword, it looks a lot like the Atlantean sword from Conan the Barbarian. So there's Fabio, who is now a Republican, who shows up on Fox News once in a while. What the fuck? There's Fabio. I think Cinemassacre did a review or played the game. Alright, this is a claim game. Next is Battle Chest, which was a pretty cool game, right? It's like you control chess pieces and there's like cool battle animations. I think I only played this game once. Don't remember how much I paid for it. This is another Japanese game, Castle of Dragon, which is an arcadey NES game, right? It's not an RPG, even though it makes you think it's going to be RPG, but it's not. Yeah. This game, I think, is an RPG. I don't remember. The case is a little busted. The Astronex by Jaleco. I think I remembered watching reviews for this game and people saying it was good, right? I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of these games in a while. So this is Robo Warrior, another Jaleco game, right? I think it looks cooler than the cover makes it out to be. I think it's like a shooter. It's been a while since I played this. Alright. Ninja Gaiden from Tecmo, which I think I paid $15 for this game. Right? Oh man. The rage quits I would have while playing this game. Which I have Ninja Gaiden 2, which has paint on it. I bought it like that. Ninja Gaiden 2, the Dark Sword of Chaos. Which, there's a Ninja Gaiden OVA. I need to watch that at some point, man. It's on YouTube. Or at least it was on YouTube. Man. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I picked this up at a flea market. Okay, next we're going to go on to the RPGs. And depending on how hardcore you are, you should if you call yourself a hardcore RPG fan and you don't know, if you've never heard of these games, you're going to need to, you need to give back your hardcore RPG status. Oh shit. Kamen Rider 5 fell. Oh fuck. Piece of shit model kit. Yeah. So this is Ultima 3 or Ultima Exodus, which was ported to the NES, which They updated the graphics to make it look like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Can't remember how much I paid for this game. Might have been around 30 bucks, I don't know. This game, like a lot of Ultima games, you have to give Ultima games credit because they inspired Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest to greats, but when you play them, boy, does the game suck. One, there's fucking Romancing Saga uh, uh, battle rank system going on here where the enemies get tougher as you level up. So like you want to stay at level 5 when you play the game because of because that's when you get the pirate. That's when you can steal a pirate ship, and you need that to beat the game. But then the enemies you just want to stay at level 5, which you need an item to get past level 5. Because if you go past level 5, the game gets insanely difficult, and like the problem with the game is that weapons and armor have no stats. they're just for like show, right? So you're better off like just getting the ranged weapons, man. Oh my god, the game sucks. But like you have to give it credit for stuff. Next is Ultima, the Quest of the Avatar, which is the 4th game. Not as bad as Ultima 3, but it has one of those. It's one of those games where if you did not get if you try to play this game without a map, like I did, you're just completely lost in the game. Right? And also, they changed magic. Magic is no longer MP. You have to use, like, ingredients, so that sucked. But they also got rid of the food meter. Because in this game, every time you walked around, you would use food. So you spent most of the money you would get killing enemies on getting food, right? It sucked. Yeah, so this game, I would recommend getting this game over Exodus, but they're both, like, you're better sticking to RPGs, right? Next is Highlight, which a lot of people hate this game. I don't know, I thought it was good. My problem with the game is the long passwords. I hate games with password systems, right? But I love that art, man. I really love that old school video game art where you have like guys with horned helmets, right? Which I have a few RPGs for the NES with horned helmets games, and this game's RPG gets accused of ripping off Zelda. This game, from what I heard, came out before Zelda, so suck on that, James Rolfe. Next is Crystallis, which if you haven't played this game's pretty cool. It's also out you can get it for the Game Boy Color. I paid 30 bucks for this game. It has a really cool commercial out there. If you haven't seen the commercial, check it out. Next is everybody's favorite RPG from RPG series, Final Fantasy. Right? Love that art. Paid 30 bucks for this game. Boy. I'm thinking of loading this up and playing it for Christmas, but I don't know. I haven't decided that. That or Dragon Quest. I'm not sure. Or I should say Dragon Warrior. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. This is the only. I don't have Castlevania 1. Don't know how much that one costs. Yeah. Okay, this I think is an RPG. The Battle of Olympus. Right? I played it once. It's okay. I think it has a password system, which I hate password systems. Right? Next is Fax Andu, which is a dark fantasy RPG by Hudson Soft. Came out in 86 or 88? I think that's a 6. I'm not sure. I think Jeff Garland, what's his name? Jeff Green. I don't know. Jeff from Giant Bomb Podcast said this was one of his favorite NES games, if I remember correctly. One of his favorite RPGs. And a lot of people like this game because it has it's one of the first RPGs that was like a dark fantasy, right? And there's a sequel to this game called Xanadu, right? I think it's called Xanadu on Steam, which is a decent game. Very Dark Souls. It's like kind of like that game is. It's kind of like Dark Souls meets Yeast, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I played a little bit of it. I thought it was good. Alright. This, I'm not sure if it's an RPG. This is Legacy of the Wizard. You play a family of wizards, right? I think this is a good game. Can't remember. It was cheap. Yeah. Most of my RPGs are cheap. Next is Dragon Warrior. Another game where you have a horned helmet warrior. Yeah. The first Dragon Quest, aka Dragon Warrior, which, yeah. This is if you're going to collect NES RPGs, this is one of the more affordable ones. This is like $15. Yeah. Which I'll show you. I'll show you which ones I would recommend for people to get, right? Next is a game I haven't played yet, but apparently a lot of people say this is a very good RPG for the NES. Star Tropics. Never played it. I think I saw a review for it back in the day. Yeah. Never played it, but people say it's good. Next is Deadly Towers, which I don't think this is RPG, but, you know, it looks cool. I think this is like an adventure game. This is an adventure series. Yeah. Looks cool. Looks cool. I paid $5 for this game. Holy shit. Oh, by the way, one of my games I couldn't find, which sucked because it was one of the few NES games I had in box, which was Demon Sword, right? But yeah, I don't have it here, but like, you know, you can, Continue did a video on it, you can check it out. The next two games are the same game, one I have in box, one I don't have in box, which is Wizardry for the Master Series, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord, right? This is one of the first PC RPG games that was ported to the NES. When people think of the pioneers of the RPG genre, there are two series, Wizardry and Ultima, and like, you know, a lot of JRPGs, like, you know, took the best elements of both games, right? Yeah. There's Wizardry. Next is Wizardry I have in box. This is Master Series. You got cool Japanese art, right? Which the artist who did the art for this did the same illustrations for the Demon City Shinjuku book, which I own. I don't have it here though. It's in my bedroom. I could go and get it, but you know, yeah. But like, look at that art. Pretty cool. And what's cool about if you get this in box and you have the booklet, it tells you what stats you need to get some of the harder classes, like Lord and Ninja, right? Yeah, which we reviewed the OVA for this series, right? Yeah. Well, guys, that was the last game. I'm going to show you some games I would recommend for people who want to get into NES RPGs. Right. Which, I'm just going to show 3 games. Right. This for action RPGs, and these 2 for turn-based. Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior. Right? But if you like action RPGs, this is a pretty cool game. And these 2 are a bit pricier. They're like $30 each if you get them out of box, right? But this one for $15, you know, that's what I paid for it. I think it's worth it. So next week we'll show off my Super Nintendo RPGs, right? Yeah, so I hope you liked this video, guys. Peace. We'll just put this here, so hopefully it shows up on the thumbnail.